Senator, how do you think that the CCP's handling of COVID-19, specifically the information that they had before anybody else knew it, has impacted global security, both in the health field and beyond?
There is a huge body of evidence out there that if I could get in front of a jury, that they would find the Chinese Communist Party guilty of leaking this virus from a laboratory out of Wuhan, China. And even this last couple of weeks, new evidence coming forth that Dr. Ren, who worked for the Chinese Communist Party as a pathologist, actually sent to our own NIH lab bank the COVID DNA sequence 2 weeks before we had someone else who was brave enough to do that. But the fact that they hid what was going on there, that they continued to say over and over again that this was not transmitted person to person, it kept us from responding in the fashion we could have. We actually taught them how to do this. By the way, even Dr. Ren was working for EcoHealth, funded through the NIH. So when they're continuing this type of research, it definitely affects our national security. Even again, last week we found out that they're working on a COVID virus that impacts the brain rather than the lungs. I just don't see the benefit in doing that. So they're probably using American dollars to do research, continue this viral gain of function research. That's why we've asked for a moratorium on any type of research like this.
To your point, even former NIH director Francis Collins, Dr. Fauci, as recently as this week, saying that the idea of COVID being leaked from a lab is not a conspiracy theory anymore.
Certainly all the evidence, this huge body of evidence says it came from a laboratory. They still haven't found an animal source from it. Here we are again, 4 years later, no animal source. It was a perfect virus. And by the way, the Chinese Communist Party has killed all the witnesses. So many of the witnesses that wanted to share information have just mysteriously died. Even the person that was doing the vaccine research and probably where it was leaked from, that person has died as well. They've taken down all the DNA sequences from our laboratory banks as well as their own laboratory banks. They could easily disprove our theory if they would just go into their own lab bank and show us the cousin or the brother of this virus, but they're not willing to do that.
Senator, what steps can be taken to prevent future situations from unfolding the way that this obviously has?
Number one is we have to have a moratorium on gain-of-function research. I don't see the benefits outweigh the risk at this point in time. So we need a complete moratorium and certainly need to stop helping our enemies out. What Americans don't understand is the scientific community in China works hand in hand with the Chinese military and with the CCP. And right now that they'll be using this type of viral gain-of-function research will be used against us in some type of a military setting. Maybe they'll use it to attack our food sources. Maybe they'll use it to attack our soldiers. I don't know. But this is way more scary than a nuclear bomb is in so many ways. So we need to stop this type of research until we can get our arms around it and control it, but certainly not continue to fund research in China where they hide and obfuscate from us any information that may be critical, that may be life-threatening to Americans.